Next, let's queer up politics. Biden-Harris campaign launches Pride Month initiative to mobilize LGBTQ plus voters. The Biden-Harris 2024 campaign has announced a robust organizing initiative and media blitz in honor of Pride Month, targeting LGBTQ plus voters and communities across important battleground states ahead of the November election. Spearheaded by First Lady Dr. Jill Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, the campaign aims to galvanize support within the LGBTQ plus electorate. Dr. Biden made a significant statement this week at Pittsburgh's annual Pride Festival, where she passionately criticized former President Donald Trump's policies, deeming them dangerous for the LGBTQ plus community. She underscored the pivotal role of LGBTQ plus voters and celebrated the strides made by the community. Meanwhile, Vice President Harris engaged with local LGBTQ plus leaders in Los Angeles, reinforcing the campaign's commitment to inclusivity and equality. The campaign's Out for Biden-Harris initiative, launched in April, aims to rally LGBTQ plus support for President Biden and Vice President Harris's reelection bid. This initiative will collaborate with LGBTQ plus clubs, caucuses, and grassroots networks across 23 states, participating in over 200 Pride events, including parades in Milwaukee, Detroit, Pittsburgh, and St. Petersburg. Highlighting the critical juncture for LGBTQ plus rights in the 2024 election, the campaign has received endorsements from numerous LGBTQ plus organizations, including a significant investment from the Human Rights Campaign. With more than 8% of the U.S. population identifying as LGBTQ plus and a growing awareness of LGBTQ plus rights as a decisive issue, the Biden-Harris campaign is determined to champion equality and justice for all Americans. Well, let me just say, what a delight and life-affirming difference it makes to have Dr. Jill Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris on our side instead of Melania, and Mary, Mike Pence. Now, if we can only make certain that all registered LGBTQ plus voters, as well as our friends and our family, make it to the polls to return President Biden to the Oval Office for another 4 years. Let's reach out to people and make sure that happens.
I think the biggest initiative that we as LGBTQ voters have to realize is that it's intersectionality of our issues. And I'm happy to see that the Biden-Harris campaign, of course, is reaching out to our community through Pride events and through these initiatives. But the issues that are facing voters this year, reproductive rights affect women. Gun control affects, all of our safety. Inflation and access to affordable health care is an issue that affects all Americans. So the issues of LGBTQ people are the same issues of everyone, and we have to make outreach to, again, our friends and family who are supporters of us, to give them a reason to go out and vote and say why it's important to us. Because it's not just about supporting LGBTQ people. That's why we should elect Biden-Harris. But it's about making sure that we, support the issues that are across our community.
Yeah. And I think that this is the time when we need to remember that they're not just doing this because it's Gay Pride Month. They have been supporting us all along since the beginning of his term. So we cannot forget that and start, getting complacent and just starting to, make excuses. Oh, it's because he's not, vital, or he's too old. We cannot start using these lame excuses that are being sold by the Republican Party for us to just stay home and not go out and vote. They have been supporting us all along. It's not just now because we're heading to an election this year. This is being continuous. So this is our time to show our support. And not only for them, it's also for local politics. Rick Scott is coming up for re-election this year. So, and then shortly after will be Ron DeSantis, which we need to get out
he's done.
or-
He's done.
Not only, as you say, it's just also affect our generation.
Correct.
And everybody that we don't only have to reach out to our friends and family. We also have to reach out to the people that we have the opportunity to speak to on a daily basis in order for them to have actually one conscience as we all have here sitting down today and take advantage of the platforms or all the tools that they have to make people known exactly what is going to happen. Not now. No, not as you say that is actually Pride Month is also what is going to happen in the future for our beloved ones that are going to be here and living with us, and it's going to hit us. It's going to hit us home at one point. And that's what is matter.
Preach.
It's gonna reach.
Well, in terms,
Preach.
Oh, I'm gonna preach. Oh, yeah.
in terms of DeSantis, he's done. He's had his 2 terms, so he's frightening for whatever thing he's on to next. And also in terms of the age thing with Biden, let's not forget that Trump aged a good 20 years during this trial. So now he looks and acts a lot older.
Look, for example, Maria Elvira Salazar is coming up for re-election this year. This is something that affects us very much in Miami-Dade County. She's in my district.
Absolutely.
So she is one that is an opportunist that has been made a career, and now she's completely out of her mind supporting Donald Trump. So this is when we need to get, put our money where our mouth is, because this cannot continue. And she's one case that we need to.
I did have one question for Oscar. What, as the youngest person here at the table tonight,
How dare you?
I've heard.
You heard it. Well,
What do you think is the biggest issues to get young people to vote? And what are you hearing from your friends and your networks?
the biggest issues that I actually being, as you say, being with my friends out there and being encountering nowadays is the one that campaigns are not dedicated to us. We don't have a particular space, and by that, our voice are being shut down. What I mean by that is the following thing. Not necessarily has to go our way in the way that we find entertainment, but it also have to be the way that we shop, the way that we actually behave, the places that we visit is not visible to us. You can go to a movie theater and you don't see nobody making campaign for the right thing that we think that is the right direction that we should go to, and the way that they call us our attention, and we feel gravitating towards doing the right thing or choosing the right candidate for our voices to be heard.
It's getting in the spaces
Exactly.
where you're engaging.
Exactly.
Because, a lot of these campaign events, they're not accessible.
Exactly.
And,
So for
they're not
us,
targeted in the right way.
exactly. For us, it's very, very, very difficult at times as a person like me. I don't watch TV, first of all. I watch Netflix. But then when I'm watching Netflix and I don't find no commercials between them, which that's what I pay for at the end of the day, but there yet is not an introduction program, item that will tell me something about voting. Now, that has been explained that it's not about the introduction, it's not about that. It's just what will make my life right now, what affect my life right now.
And how can they get?
And how can I get to vote? And why I want to pay attention to that in the first place?
Well, other than Queer News Tonight, where are you finding your news?
Exactly.
I mean,
I find my news here. I find you guys introduce.
Well, the Biden campaign has been engaging even in TikTok and embracing
Correct.
platforms that at least are aimed at getting those voters. But I also think it's the surrogates in the campaign that have to go out there
True.
and engage, because listen, Biden doesn't have a lot in common with people that are under the age of 30. And
Exactly.
it's just the reality.
That's why we need Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
We need
Right,
Taylor
yeah.
Swift.
Exactly.
We need people like that, like people who will be even more involved with that, because if you hear Spotify, for example, you pay for YouTube Premium, you pay for Spotify, you pay for iMusic.
You're kept away from information.
Exactly. So I'm actually held from being what is going on in the reality, because
Good
I
point.
found I found so much drama in normal television. That's why I keep away myself from it, and that's why I'd rather pay for those things to happen.
Good insight.
Escapism.
That's why it's so important for everybody to register, to vote, and educate yourself on the candidates,
Correct.
and take your time
Correct.
to do that.
Correct.
Yeah.